Howdy, with this video, I want to go over the career essay a little bit and also kind of what the research is going to look like. I originally thought we were going to do a working bibliography. That seemed just a good way to stress students out with no real gain for anybody. So I want to do this video instead kind of introduce you to the essay and also the research side of it. Um, Again, hopefully the research side isn't going to be too stressful for everybody. It's not fun, but I'm going to be helping you with it quite a bit, and you're going to be doing the writing side of it. I'll try to help you out quite a bit with the research side. I'm doing this video on the 17th, so for the 18th, instead of that bibliography, you should be watching this video. For the 22nd, I want to see you started on that career essay with the first two paragraphs. For next Friday, want to see you working on that career essay, hopefully past the halfway point. Hopefully kind of starting to see the end of it a little bit, or at least the end of the draft. Draft's due on the 29th, final version's due on November 1st. I'll be here pretty quick, but we can get it done. And after that, we'll work on the last essay, which will be where you research a medical topic and tell someone's story within that research. But again, don't let research get you all messed up. Whenever you do a Google search, you're doing research, right? So don't panic there. I haven't done the paperwork. Nobody's allowed to panic. Let's look at the career essay real quick. Make that bigger. There we go. You're going to write a 1,200 word essay, and that sounds like a lot of words, but once you get everything in there, word count's generally not a problem. You're going to research the career you hope to obtain with your certificate. I believe everybody in here is in welding right now, so probably some kind of welding career. And you're going to meet the following requirements. It has to be an MLA format. Again, that's referring more about the research side, which we'll talk about here in a second. You got to use at least 3 sources in your essay. I'm going to guide you to 2 of them, and you'll get a third one going on your own. And we'll go over short quoting, long quoting, summary, and paraphrase next week a little bit. Once you go ahead and get started on the essay before you worry about that too much. Also going to start working with some fun punctuation there. Again, we'll talk about that a little more once you actually start writing on the essay. Essay kind of has 4 major sections. I probably might have more than 1 paragraph in some of these sections. There's no set paragraph number for this essay because everybody does things a little bit different. But first section, you want to kind of talk about the specific field and your desire to work in it. What made you want to get into welding, for example? Maybe you've done it all your life, or you've worked for a family member, or maybe you just like welding. It's nothing wrong with that for sure. But kind of why'd you get in the field, and what specific field are you going into? Are there different types of welding? You're going to go into industrial welding, underwater welding. Try and get as specific as possible in the field you're looking to get into with your certificate. Or, well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. The second section should provide detailed requirements for the job. You have to have a specific college degree or certificate. Might depend on what you want to do later on. You might want to get a certificate now and a degree later. Kind of depends on you, and you might want to get other certifications as you move into the field. But I want you to talk about those, any required physical abilities. For example, if you want to be a nurse or something, you better be able to be on your feet quite a bit. You got to be able to lift patients. You got to be able to dodge whatever's being thrown at you by some drunk guy in the ER or whatever. You probably have to have certain good personality traits. Probably with welding, you got to be able to get along with people, right? Not everybody can do that. This section is also going to include your academic plan. That's going to be a listing of all the college courses you need to take to get to your certificate. Let's take a look at that real quick. To do that, the easiest way is to go to the Northeast State homepage. You should see that You Belong Here person. Using different people now. It's kind of nice. You're going to go down to the catalog. And now we're right there it goes. And we're going to go down here to academic programs by degree. As you probably already know, you can get a certificate in welding. You can get an AIS in welding. There's different degrees you can get. If you're in this class, you're probably in the combination welding program. It may not be true, but that's what we're going to go with for the purposes of this video. And you're going to go down here, and it lists the courses you need to take. What I want you to do is take this list and put it in the order you're actually going to take these courses. So if all you did was add this writing course to the list that's already here, and all you got to do is add that to the fall list of courses, and you're pretty much done. You're just going to put this into a table that will eventually go into your essay. If you're kind of out of sequence with what's here, you need to account for that and kind of show how many semesters it's going to take for you to get that certificate. Uh, yeah, sometimes the learning support deficiencies trip students up a little bit, and they have to spend another semester to get their certificate. Hopefully, that's not happening to you all. But that's all that academic plan is going to be. It's just a listing semester by semester of the courses you're going to take until you get to that certificate. Where's the essay? And again, it's your particular plan, not just the one that was listed there. If it's the same, great. If it's not, you just need to make the adjustments. But again, that second section, just all the requirements for the job. Again, it's kind of interesting. If you want to move up in the field, are there additional certifications? How long does that take? You might get into. Really depends on what you want to do in your career. The third section wants you to discuss the career path, salary information. You might have done this before in another class, but looking for it here as well. The good local job opportunities. One problem we're having with our welding program is students leave the program because they get hired out of it. They get jobs and they're like, well, I'm not going to keep going to college when I already have a job. Are there national, international job opportunities? And that's kind of depends on you. Are you looking to stay in this area, and raise a family here, or are you looking to go out into the world and see what's out there? And of course, you're going to look at the future prospects for the job. Are there going to be jobs in the future? Going to be replaced by technology or anything like that? Also, kind of important for some of these areas is their upward mobility. Uh, uh, can you move up into a man-zero position if you get tired of just the welding that you get assigned? Now, do you want to be the person assigning the jobs to other people? There are other possible career paths you might take. Hopefully, with welding, you can get additional certifications and do different types of things. I don't know a lot about welding, so that would be an interesting part of the essay. The place we're going to go for that is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Going to do it. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website. And again, this will be your second source. The first source will be that academic plan. The second source will be this Bureau of Labor Statistics. And this is your tax money at work. So we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to look at welders, cutters, solderers, and brazers. Don't need feedback. And what you're going to see is this really nice web page dedicated to telling you what that career is going to look like. You want to make sure you're going to make the money you want to make. You want to kind of one thing that kind of stands out here is it's the job outlook's maybe a little slower than average. Is that true in this region or whatever region you want to go to? But you start clicking on all this and going to be using this in your essay, talking and kind of summarizing it within your essay, and including that information. I lost something there. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. And that'll be kind of section 3. And you're going to be using that source for that Bureau of Labor Statistics source for your information. The last section is going to discuss your suitability for the job. You want to list 3 good things and 3 bad things about the job. We're building a new tech ed building over here, and you can see the welders working in snow and rain and heat, and they're outdoors. It makes it a little hard. Are you able to deal with those kinds of things? What kind of stressors are in the job? How dangerous might the job get? But also, once you start looking into student professional clubs or organizations you can join, anything that can make you marketable, so when you get that certificate, you go out and get the job you want. A lot of people get their degrees or certificates and think somebody's just going to bang down the door, ready to hire them. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But the better you can market yourself and make yourself look good, the better off you'll be when you get that certificate. And that's kind of what that marketability area towards the end is going to talk about. So you got 4 distinct sections there. Again, probably in 2, 3, and 4, you're going to have more than one paragraph in that section. And you kind of see this is kind of a longer essay, so 1,200 words is going to come pretty quickly. And hopefully it's kind of an essay you're kind of interested in exploring. Particularly, what do you do, once you get the job and you think you want to do something else? Is there an upward mobility? Is there sideward mobility? Can you do something else? For example, if you want to be a school teacher and you go to get your education degree, half of teachers get out of teaching within the first 5 years, particularly teaching high school or middle school. It's a long way to go for a degree, and not be aware that there's going to be some stressors out there that you may not want to handle. But anyway, that's the basic essay. Want to show you one other thing about how the research is going to look. Where are we at? I'm going to go to the content page again. And on the help material, you're going to see a sample career essay. Let me download this one. I'm going to want to highlight things. I don't want it. Oh, there it goes. And I want to show you kind of how the research is going to work on this one, or what it looks like in a research essay. Let it load up here. I shouldn't have hit it twice there, huh? There it goes. The sample essay was actually a dual enrollment over at Sullivan Central. He wanted to go into engineering. This essay is going to be a little longer than the one you're going to do. You can see he's a little more involved in his education and things like that because he takes a lot more education to be a mechanical engineer. But you can kind of read through the essays. It has all those basic components, talking about the basic job, why he wants to be into it. Then it gets into his education. And sometimes when students kind of look at all the education need for a particular job, sometimes they kind of back off and go like, whoa, that's a lot more than I want to do. A lot of people like to say they're going to get into pharmacy, but that's a lot of serious some serious science classes, 7 years of education, and they don't make a lot of money for all that student loan debt. But he's talking about all the education. There's his academic plan. Again, for a welding certificate, you might just have 2 semesters here. He's got his all mapped up for his fun at University of Tennessee. And he starts talking about costs. It's going to cost him money. And again, it kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're doing welding, you may not have a lot of this. You're going to be talking more about the job itself and what you're looking into, particularly, again, that mobility within the career. It's talking about pay and employment, whether it's going to increase or decrease. Some areas of engineering are decreasing because of international competition. He wants to go to NASA, so he's going to talk about that. Again, this one's a little bit longer than the one you're doing, but it's a good example essay. But what I want to kind of focus on in a research essay with an MLA paper, you always have to credit sources when you use them. In fact, the whole point about MLA formatting is one, you want to cite sources when you use them. You don't just want to cut and paste off the internet without giving credit. That's called plagiarism, and that's a good way to fail a paper or get kicked out of college or something. Again, I'm going to be helping you with this step by step, so it's not something to worry about too much. But make sure you're keeping track of where you're getting information from. Don't just cut and paste off the internet and not remember where you got that information from so we can cite it later. Also, with MLA, you won't use sources fairly. You can't change the meaning of what somebody's saying just to suit your needs. You got to use this information fairly and accurately. The way it starts with an MLA paper is going to be the works citus page. All it is a listing of the sources you used in the essay. You have to use 3 sources in this essay. One source is going to be the source of that academic plan table. Second source is going to be the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you're probably going to have one more. Might be about the professional association or something else about the job. It kind of depends on where you head with your essay. The trick is just learning how to do the formatting and stuff. Again, I'm going to do this for you. Please don't worry about it. I'll do the works citus page for you. Just make sure you keep track of the whatever website you're going to, and make sure you can send me that web address so I can turn it into a works citus page. And when you start using sources in your essay, you're going to use it in different ways. But here he has a short quote. He's introducing the quote, then he uses quote marks, and that's going to mean it's going to be word for word from that source. And then he's going to cite it using the first word on his works citus page and a page number if he knows it. Most of our sources are going to be internet, so we're not going to worry about the works citus page. But as you kind of look at the sample essay, whenever you see These citations and parentheses, he's telling you I took this information from somewhere. He just didn't wake up in the morning and realize there were jobs in Greenland, Maryland or something. Uh, he looked this up somewhere, and this is probably a summary or paraphrase, and he cited that source. Uh, Same thing here with United. That's going to be that Bureau of Labor Statistics. The first word on the worksite page is going to be the United States because it's a government site. But when you see him citing it, he's saying, I got this information from that Bureau of Labor Statistics. There's a long quote, 4 more lines, tabbed over twice. Again, we'll talk about long quotes, short quote summary, and paraphrase next week once you get into the essay a little bit. So once you learn kind of how to look at a research paper, that you have that works cited space that lists your sources, and when you see these citations in the essay, that's where they're showing you where that information is coming from. So I should be able to go to the works cited page and see the word United as the first word. We already saw SpaceX and I think AST there. Those were the first words on the works cited page, and that's why, and we see them down here at the citation. I mean, on the works cited page for the citation, I can go straight to that source, see where you got that information from. One, that's why I'm probably going to do the works cited page for you. Then we'll watch our citations as we're putting the information into your essay. So again, it's not you doing a research essay by yourself, right? You're going to do the writing, and then we'll work together with the putting in the information, research, the table, things like that. We'll be doing that together. Again, this is a very good essay from a student who actually ended up going to Vanderbilt. He got accepted into Vanderbilt, so looking at a pretty good student here. Don't be intimidated by the essay. One, yours is going to be a little shorter, and you're writing about yourself, right? You're not trying to mimic this essay. You're trying to create your own. In fact, I think, yeah, they already got your works cited page kind of going. Assuming you're getting that combination welding certificate, this shows that source from the Northeast State website where you're going to get that table information. This shows the Bureau of Labor Statistics site for welders, cutters, solderers, and brazers. So we already got that started to help you out a little bit. And again, once you start sending in your first 2 paragraphs, what you have so far next Friday, we'll start adding this stuff to your essay. And we'll start working with all this together. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I know this is kind of a long one. But again, instead of forcing you to kind of just jump into MLA formatting with a working bibliography, I thought, let's don't do that. Let's kind of show them the essay. Let's show them how the research works. And I'm going to be helping you quite a bit with that research side. So no fear there, hopefully. If you have any questions about all this, be sure and let me know. Can't find my space. There we go. Again, let me know if you have any questions. If you get a little anxious about it, send an email saying, I'm getting anxious, and I'll talk you off the ledge. We'll get through this. And hopefully, like I said, it's kind of interesting. It's something you're doing with your life. So hopefully you're interested in kind of making sure you're on the right track and doing what you need to do to get to wherever you want to be. But we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.